The way Emmanuel has their setup for their worship team, which is the main thing that we need to get back into the place that it was, despite everything else that might be going on. They usually have an acoustic guitar player at this station. So we kind of make it that. So we have a powered monitor, which if you know as the cube is number 2. Okay? Again, here we have the same setup where channel 1 is this vocal mic that is for the acoustic guitar station, and then it says AG1, that's acoustic guitar 1. Channel 2 now controls how much acoustic guitar comes out of the spot monitor, so that the person playing here I can't hear myself, they can turn themselves up a little bit. So it's just like the other cube monitors, a master volume, treble, and bass control. Now remember and keep in mind the location of these cube monitors is very important so that you don't have feedback issues. Okay? Keep in mind with a microphone, okay? You do not, there's a wedge monitor down here on the floor, which I'm going to do this. When I point the microphone towards the tweeter area here, you'll get super feedback. That's where feedback comes from. Now, the more that I take this part of the microphone, which is the part that does not pick you up, it's called the null point, and I point it like this. This is the less feedback position that you're going to get. A lot of feedback, less feedback. So, keeping that principle in mind, when you're in proximity to a speaker, make sure that you do not get this part, the picking up part of the microphone, close to especially the tweeter or the horn. Now, as we're positioning this microphone, here it is in the stand, be careful how you aim this monitor. Make sure you're not like this, because you're going to have more feedback problem. If you need to put this to the side, and some of you do, just try and keep the microphone in line that the back part of it is pointed towards the speaker. That way you won't have feedback issues. And as you can see, this station has a stand here and with a light. And this is the way ECF likes their setup. And this is the acoustic guitar station. Somebody could, just sing here. That would be fine as well. Now on the floor, the acoustic guitar plug setup is already there. If you go down the floor with me here, these yellow cables right here, and I have it marked Acoustic Guitar 1, okay? It's real hard to mess this up. Acoustic Guitar 1, and I've asked that when you're done to try and curl up your cables and keep them nice, not all over the floor. That would be helpful. This plugs into the acoustic guitar. This could be used to plug electric guitar in if you so desire. It wouldn't sound that good, but you could. Or you could plug a synth in or a keyboard as well. You could use this for other things. Now what happens here is, and I'm going to try and keep it as simple as possible, but over behind this station over here is the main boxes for acoustic guitar station. Now if you look at the one, this is a DI on the bottom. It says Acoustic Guitar 1. This goes with this station. This is Acoustic Guitar 1 station. I have all these microphone cables bound together, and then on top it says Vocal 2. So Vocal 2 and the acoustic guitar station are bound together. So when you pick all this up, it all goes together. Here is the Vocal 2 microphone cable, which is kind of interspersed there. Now, what happens is, again, we have a mic splitter. This on top splits it. One of the signals, Vocal 2, goes over into the box. The other goes up to our cube monitor. Now, we'll look at the back of that in just a second. And then on the back of this, of course, is also Guitar 1, Acoustic Guitar 1, splitting that signal going also up to the cube. So we have that happening. And then let's look over here at the back of the cube monitor. Okay, this is the back of Acoustic Guitar 1 station. And again, I have a number back here. This is cube monitor 2. It goes with Acoustic Guitar 1. Here is the plug, Acoustic Guitar 1, coming from the DI box or direct box. Goes in here to give channel 2 the acoustic guitar. Here is the Vocal 2, coming from the mic splitter on the floor, giving the vocal 2 into channel 1 of this cube monitor. Now again, my suggestion is keep all this together. Just unplug it and carry it all off together. It all goes together. All you have to do is unplug it out of the floor. And so you can keep this whole rig together. See how this all can carry away together? You unplug it out of the floor over here, which we'll see in a minute, and then you can take the stand and everything off the stage together. That's my suggestion. If you need to plug something else in or bypass this, most of the channels up on the cube here are marked so that you can see where they go back if somehow you want to unplug this and plug something else in. But this is marked to help you get it back. We're in the middle of the stage here, right next to Acoustic Guitar 1 station. Again, here we got the second floor box, and we have the second AC power box. And what we have here is a AC unit. This has the plugs going in these fancy lighting deals that go to the sheet music stands. And then we have plugs coming from the 2 cube monitors here, plugging into this outlet strip. So all that gets plugged into here in the subwoofer, I believe, is to it, unless it's plugged into here. Now, when you put this back, make sure you don't bind the cable so you can keep that down. This is probably one of the most complex. If you'll notice that we have Acoustic Guitar 2 plugged in here. Again, when you unplug this and take it away, it's pretty simple. Acoustic Guitar 2 plugs into Acoustic Guitar 2 here. When you take Vocal 3 away, which is also plugged in here, you can see, you unplug it, and it plugs back into its same site. Same with Vocal 2. It unplugs right here, and you can carry that whole monitor stand and everything away, and when you put it back, Vocal 2 goes with Vocal 2. And then on the other side, we have Acoustic Guitar 1. That's plugged into this box as well, and that just comes out. You'll just disconnect that and plug it back in. That's pretty simple. Acoustic Guitar 1. Now there's one other thing we have here, and that's the wedge monitors. These auxiliary 2 and 3 are not being used at this time, okay? But auxiliary 1, this has the monitor. This is a short speaker cable that goes over to one of the wedge monitors, all right? And it plugs right into aux 1. That is the wedge monitor mix. Again, it's this cable that I'm tracing here that's loose, that's going over to the wedge monitor that's right behind me here. And I'm just going to turn this around so you can see it. That plugs right into either of the outputs, it doesn't matter. It plugs right into there. And then this cable goes right where I showed you, aux 1 in the box. And that's the speaker wire comes with it. So there's 2 wedge monitors in this stage deal. Right next to Acoustic Guitar Station 1, we have Acoustic Guitar Station 2. Emmanuel sometimes has 2 acoustic guitar players at one time. So I have this arranged. It's important that you try, and you at Emmanuel as well, try and keep these stations forward. Do not try to move stands back towards the back wall of the stage. Keep everything forward because we need that room, and you're going to need more room as your team expands. Now, when you're holding an acoustic guitar here, you have a neck, so that is an issue. You can't just stand everywhere. So this is designed so that you have room to hear yourself, the microphone won't feedback, and you have room to do that. And then we have this wedge monitor here, which we're still playing with. This is, you're going to get a little bit of the overplay of that because this wedge monitor is the only way that we're hearing everybody. And it's set at a place right next to the piano so that the keyboardist can hear it as well. Now, acoustic guitar station is allowing a few feet, and it's right here so that the neck can go out this way. And again, we're kind of at an angle, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but do not go backwards with this stuff. Don't get back here. It's making it hard for what we're planning here in the future. Keep it forward here. Try and find that happy spot with a few things, but try and keep things basically the way they are. And then we got a chord mess on the floor, so that creates more problems. Now, let me explain that this is, again, acoustic guitar station's number 2 cable. As you can see, it says that, acoustic guitar 2. So you can plug that in when there's 2 acoustic guitars, or you can plug in a keyboard. Say you have, or this isn't a manual, and you have a guitarist there, and then you want to plug a keyboard in here in addition to that one. You could just plug that in there and adjust a few things in the back of the board. But this all goes just like acoustic guitar 1. It's the same kind of setup. So I'm not going to go over all that, but again, we have Cube Monitor 3 now, which goes with acoustic guitar 2 setup. We have the same scenario. Here's the microphone control on channel 1 that controls the volume of this microphone at this station. And here is acoustic guitar 2's level control, or any instrument that's plugged into here will be controlled by this. And that all goes into the back of the cube. It's all marked like the other cube is. And then again, if you follow me towards the floor here, we have the same setup of all the chords together. We have the same setup of vocal 3, which we're at the vocal 3 station, acoustic guitar 2. All this disconnects together as we saw over in the box. We can just merely unplug that and lift all this stuff away. All you have to do is disconnect the AC, the electrical, anything like the cubes plugged in, and disconnect out of the box. In this case, acoustic guitar 2, which is there, and the vocal 3. Vocal 3 goes with this station. And when you disconnect those wires, all this whole stuff is free and you can carry it away. Now, these are marked just in case you accidentally disconnect something so that we can get it back to where it belongs, as I explained both on the piano station and on acoustic guitar 1 station. Again, this is set up for manual's basic needs, and this is the way we need to get it back for them on a Sunday morning.